Before I delve into the next bit, I'm just going to teach you cube notation. This is really important because from now on you will just be learning algorithms, so the cube notation will help you learn that much faster. It's really easy to learn because most of it will be quite self-explanatory as soon as I explain it. So what it refers to is the way you're turning the different sides, so whether you're turning the front, the right hand side, and let's start with this front side. So this is referred to as a capital F. There's also a little f, but we won't worry about that for the moment. So a capital F is the front. F for front, makes sense. And if you have just an F, that refers to this side being turned clockwise. If you have an F with a dash, people call that F prime. So F prime just means anti-clockwise, so this way. And it refers to one turn each time. So F and F prime. On this side here we have right, that is represented by a capital R, and if you turn it clockwise, you turn it this way. So if you've turned the right side in front of you, so that is clockwise and that is anti-clockwise, so or R prime. So R and R prime. The same way with this side here, which is the left side, which is represented by a capital L. L prime is this way, which is anti-clockwise, and L is this way, so towards you. The other one I'm going to touch on now is U, because U is the top layer, so it's not a T, it's a U, but that stands for up. So U for up. So U is this way, and U prime is this way. So U and U prime. And those are the only four that are important for us at the moment. There are lots more, and if you look on the Refractor website, we've got a PDF showing you every single one of the notations, so you can download that. That will help you for learning different notations, but for the moment you're only actually going to be using the four that I've taught you. Next, we're going to learn the most important move in cubing. Some cubers refer to this as the sexy move, and I do quite often refer to this as the sexy move in Refractor and even in Level Up. But for simplicity, it's the same move done on the right hand side and then on the left hand side. So if it's the right hand side, I'm going to refer to it as an RU move, and if I do it on the left hand side, it's going to be an LU move. So start in default position like this, and we're going to start with RU, the RU version, and all you do is put this right hand, put the three fingers on top, one on each tile, and the thumb at the bottom on the middle tile. And this is how you start, and this is how you'll also end, and it's the fastest way of doing this move. So you do an R, which is this right side away from you. You do a U, which is the upper layer towards you or clockwise, and then you move this layer, the right layer towards you, which is an R prime, and then you move the top layer, the upper layer, anti-clockwise. So it's R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, and keep repeating this move, because you'll realize if you repeat it 6 times, you go back to where you started. So if you happen to be doing this with a mixed cube and it's scrambled and you haven't been able to solve it, that's absolutely fine. Just get the middle tile blue and yellow in front of you like this, or blue in front, yellow on top, and just follow along. If you remember the pattern at the start, you'll end in that pattern as you finished. So, and you'll be able to do that move super quickly after a while. So this is one of these things you just practiced whilst you're watching TV or just got a few moments spare, and that will really help get your finger movements ready for speed solving. So the same move on the left hand side. So again, start in default position, your left 3 fingers go on top on each tile and the thumb at the bottom, and you're doing, this time it's an L prime because away from you is this anti-clockwise. L prime, U prime, so this top layer anti-clockwise, L, which is this way towards you, U. So L prime, U prime, L, U. L prime, U prime, L, U. And again, you keep repeating it, and you'll find that once you've done it 6 times, you're back to solved. So that is the RU and LU move. The sooner you learn this, the quicker you'll get. And if you learn it the proper way, like I taught you, again, that will help immensely. I wish I'd learned this move right from the off, because you get into all this bad habits by turning the cube without doing it efficiently, and those are just bad habits which are harder to break later on. You may as well learn how to hold the cube properly and how to turn it properly, and that will save you a lot of bother in the end. I've got my white cross, and now I'm going to use RU and LU to get the corner pieces in the right places down here. So by the time you've finished, it's actually going to look like this. You're going to have your white side, but you're also going to have the first row completed. That's why the corner pieces have actually got to go into the slots that match the edge pieces over here. So once you have the white cross, all you do is look for white corner pieces. All you're looking for essentially is white. So there's one white here, there's one white here, there's one down here, and there's one off to the side. And there are a few different situations. The ideal is you want to get the white corner piece into this top space, because then it doesn't affect this white cross down here. You're not breaking it up. You can move this top row, get the corner above where it needs to go. So in this case, orange and green, orange and green, and then you use RU or LU to get it into place. So it's that simple. But it will depend on whereabouts that white is facing to how many times you do RU or LU to get it into its slot. The white will either be facing up, or the white will be at the side. It could be at the sort of facing you here, or it could be at the side, or it could be at the back here, or it will be down the bottom here. So it will be in a slot. In this case, it's the wrong slot because this is red and green, this is orange and blue. So I need to get it out, get it round to the right slot, and then get it back in again. Let's start with just the white pieces on the side, because this is the most ideal scenario. If the white piece, if you have it facing you, you get it above the slot it needs to go. So in this case, this is blue and orange, so this is blue and orange, so it needs to go down here. You get the white piece so that it's facing off to the side, and then depending on which side it's facing depends on which move you do to get it in. So in this case, the white is facing off to the left, so you use the LU move once and it goes into its slot. The reason the reason you have the white facing off to the side is because you only have to do one LU or RU move to get it in to that slot. If the white is facing you, you can still, so in this case the white is on the right hand side, so I'll have to use the RU move. I could do the RU move, but I have to do it 5 times to get that piece in its slot. So you can see the white here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gets it into its slot. That's why it's much easier to get the white off to the side. So in this case, it's now on the left hand side, and I do one LU move, we'll get it into place. Let me give you another example. So this one here, this is blue, red and white. So this is blue, red and white. Again, the white is off on my right hand side. So I use one RU, get that into place. So this one here is orange, green and white. So I move this around to here. In this case, it goes on the left hand side. I do one LU move and that gets it in. Now you'll notice that as I do that LU move, let's just get back to where it was. All I need to do is the first 3 moves, that gets it in. And this, your last move here, is actually superfluous. But I would say for the moment, just do the extra move, just to get fast at doing that move. So now again, the white, green and red, green, red, and the white goes here. I get the white off on the side and then do one RU move and that gets it in. So that's your first scenario if the white is at the side. You've got your white cross and you look around the top and you see a white corner piece, and this time the white corner piece is facing up. So again, you get it, you maneuver this top row until it's in the right slot. So we've got green, orange and white. So this is green, orange, and the white needs to go here. And if the white is facing up, you can get it into that slot with 3 RUs or LUs. So in this case, I've got it on the right hand side, white facing up on the right. I do once, twice, 3 times, and that's in the right slot. So that's in. Let's try again. This one over here. This is blue, orange and white. So I move it to the blue, orange, and the white needs to go down here. Now I could do this on the left side. So if you're left-handed, you'll probably find that the LU move for you is easier and faster. So you could just turn it over on the left-hand side. Just as easy, you could turn that so it's facing the right-hand side. So it's on this side because it's still above the slot, whether it's here or here. Whatever's easiest. Then you use that move 3 times. So in this case, I used LU because it was on the left-hand side to get it into this slot here. Let me try that again. So it's usually easier if I find over here, I use LU. If I find the slot is over here, I use RU. It's good to become fast with both RU and LU because obviously the faster you are with both of them, the faster you're going to solve the cube or solve this particular part. So again, this is red, green and white, red, green and white. I get it above the slot. In this case, I'm doing RU. 1, 2, 3, gets it in its slot. And I'll just put this one on top as well. So this last one here, I turn this around and I notice this is on my left hand side. So this is blue, red and white, blue, red and white. I do LU 3 times and now that's in place. So that is if the white is at the top facing up. So the next scenario is what if they're in this bottom row, so they're in the slots where they're supposed to be, but they're the wrong way around. They'll either be in the right slot the wrong way around. So in this case, you've got blue and red and white. So there's blue, red, and that needs to be white down here. That's one case. Another case is obviously if they're in down the bottom, facing out, but in the wrong slot. So we'll deal with that in a moment. First, deal with the one that's in the right slot. So again, the same as if they're at the top, you get the white off to the side. So in this case, as I say, it's in the right slot. I get the white off to the side and I've got to do an LU move. So I do one LU move and you'll see now one LU move brings it up to the top. And then you know that one LU move will slot that piece straight in. What if, however, they're in the wrong slot? So then you just use one. Again, I tend to get it off to the side. If you've got it facing you, you'll find that the piece, you'll see a white piece is facing up. So when you then get it above the right slot, you then got to do 3 to get it back in again. So I tend to, once it's if it's at the bottom on the side, again I tend to get that white to the side and take it out so that the white is facing the side at the top. So now it's at the top, I get it round it. Now it happens to be above the right slot, so you've got orange and green, orange and green, sorry, green and orange rather. So it needs to go in here. I get the white off to the side and do an LU move because it's on the left hand side, and that goes in. This one here, this is an interesting situation because you've got this one that's in the wrong slot, but this one that's in the right slot. So this one that's now above where it needs to go. So I would get this one in, and by getting this one in, I'm also taking this one out so that I can now then get it into the right slot, which is back here. So I get the white off to the side and do an LU move, we'll get it in, and that's taken this one out. So this one now I move round to above where it needs to go, and because the white is facing up, I just do 3 RU moves, that gets it into here. So that's the scenario if the white is facing off to the side but in this bottom row. So the final scenario is, what if it looks like the white solved, but when you look on the side, all these pieces are in the wrong slot? This very rarely happens, obviously, but if it did, this is just what you would do. You'd first get one of the pieces out, and you just use, let's start with this piece here, you'd get one of them out, and so using an RU move, I just got that one out, and now this white is facing off to the side. I would then get this round to the slot that it goes above, so orange and green, this is orange and green, and I would actually do an LU move, and what that does, because you can see this one's in the wrong slot as well, as I put this one in with an LU, it gets the other one, this other piece, out. So then you can use that piece and then maneuver that round to wherever it needs to, so green and red. So that's where we are, green and red, and get that off to the side. So in this case, an RU, that goes into that slot. So I'm looking around, so this one's correct, this one's correct, but these two are the wrong way around. So again, the same scenario. So I'd just do either an LU and get this one out, or an RU to get this one out. So now, this is actually a great scenario. So you'd get it out with an RU, move it over here, and then do an LU to get that one in, which gets that one out, and then do an RU to get that one in. So let's go through a few example solves, and then hopefully this whole thing would become a lot clearer. So I've got the white cross, and I look around, I've got one white piece up here, one white piece facing away, one down the bottom here which is in the wrong slot, and another one that's in the right slot but the wrong area. So again, this one's probably easiest to start with, and because all I need to do, it's in the right slot, but I get the white facing out and do an LU move once, gets it out to the top, and then twice puts it into place. Let's have a look around, because this it's down the bottom, but it's the wrong piece. So because this is blue and orange, and this is orange and green. So I usually find by getting this one here is actually above where it needs to go. So by putting this one in, I'm taking this one out. So you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I get the white off to the side, so it's the orange and blue, and do an RU move. That puts that one in, but it also gets this one out. And this one's facing upwards, So I get that one. This is green and orange. So I get green and orange, which is, this is green, orange. Where is it here? Here, green and orange. So that one I know, because the white is facing up, I've got to do the move 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, puts that piece in. This one here, also facing upwards. So again, I put this above, this green and red, it's green and red. Do the RU move 3 times, and that puts that one into its place. So that was a really quick solve. Another example, the white cross is done, and I look around top. I see this one here is blue and orange. I get the white off to the side, so this is blue and orange, and do the LU move and get that one into place. I look up top, I see this one here. This is red and green, so I turn this round to the red and green side over here. Get this off to the side and do the RU move. Get that one into place. Next, I've got this one here. This one is orange and green. So orange and green, I'm actually in the right area. Orange and green. And again, get the white off to the side and do an RU move. Gets that one into place. And I look around, and the final piece is actually in the right place but the wrong way round. So again, I get the white off to the side and do an LU move twice, and that one completes the white side over here. Another example, I've got the white cross, and I've got this piece which is the wrong piece in the wrong place. So what I would do, in fact I notice that I've got this is orange and green. I've got the orange and green piece, I put that just above it. So as I put the orange and green piece in the right slot, I actually get this one out. So I just do it 3 times and get that one into place, and that one takes this one out and faces it up. So this one here, again, I can turn this round and turn it round to orange and blue, which is this slot here. So orange and blue, and because the white is facing up, again I do it 3 times, gets that white into place. Again, this one up here is facing upwards, so red and green, red and green. White is facing up, so 3 RU moves, gets that one into place. This last one here, this is in the right slot and the wrong way around. I get the white off to the side, do an LU move once and twice, and that one gets that into place. And once again, we have a very simple white corner solve. So now you can do the white corners, keep getting just one side and keep trying to do this as fast as possible. Just those 2 sections, first the white cross, then the corners. And you'll find just using this technique, by using the RU and LU moves, you'll get those pieces into place really quickly. And using that technique, it'll also speed your finger motions up a lot. So I really think this should help you get faster much quicker.